Hello, Mama, and welcome back. If you're watching part 2, it probably means you're already past the very first days of breastfeeding. You may have survived the hospital, the first latch, the first night, and now you're at home, tired, emotional, and maybe asking yourself new questions. Many moms say this part feels harder. Not because they don't love their baby, but because reality slowly sets in. So, before we talk about tips, problems, or solutions, I want you to hear this clearly. Nothing is wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with your baby. And nothing is wrong with your breastfeeding journey. What you are feeling is very common. When breastfeeding feels harder after the first days. A lot of mothers are surprised by this. They think the first days were supposed to be the hardest. Why do I feel worse now? Here's the truth. Around week 2 or 3, many things happen at the same time. Your adrenaline from birth fades, sleep deprivation increases, your baby becomes more alert, feeding patterns change, support from others may decrease, and suddenly doubts appear. You might start comparing yourself to others. You might question your milk. You might question yourself. This phase does not mean breastfeeding is failing. It means you are in the adjustment phase. Cluster feeding, the most confusing phase. Let's talk more deeply about cluster feeding. Cluster feeding is when your baby wants to nurse very often, usually in the evening or during growth spurts. Sometimes it feels like your baby wants to stay on the breast for hours. Many moms think, my milk must not be enough. My baby is always hungry. I'm doing something wrong. But cluster feeding is actually your baby being very smart. Your baby is growing fast, increasing milk supply, seeking comfort and regulation. This phase can be exhausting emotionally. What helps during cluster feeding? Stop watching the clock. Prepare water and snacks for yourself. Sit or lie in a comfortable position. Ask someone else to help with household tasks. Cluster feeding is temporary. It feels endless while you're in it, but it does pass. Nipple pain, cracks, and fear of feeding. Pain is one of the biggest reasons moms feel discouraged. Let's be honest, some tenderness in the beginning can be normal. But pain that makes you tense, cry, or fear the next feeding is a sign too. Pause and adjust. Pain does not mean you are weak. Pain means something needs support. Common reasons for pain. Shallow latch, baby slipping off the breast, tension in your body, feeding in uncomfortable positions. Helpful reminders. You are allowed to unlatch and try again. You are allowed to take breaks. You are allowed to ask for help. Your comfort matters. Breastfeeding is not supposed to hurt long term. Breast engorgement, when your body feels too full. Engorgement happens when breasts become overly full, tight or hard. This often occurs when milk increases quickly, when feedings are delayed, when baby sleeps longer. Engorgement can feel scary and painful. Gentle approaches include feeding frequently, supporting your breast during feeds, gentle warmth before feeding, comfortable positions. Uneven breasts are also very common. One breast often produces more milk than the other. This does not mean imbalance or failure. It means your body is responsive and adaptable. Pumping. Realistic expectations for new moms. Let's talk about pumping honestly. Social media has created unrealistic expectations about pumping output. Important truths. Pump output is not a measure of milk supply. Babies remove milk more effectively than pumps. Stress can reduce pump output. You do not need to pump unless you are separated from your baby. You are preparing for work. You want occasional flexibility. If you pump around babies' feeding times. Store milk safely. Label dates. Avoid comparing amounts. You are not in competition with anyone. Exhaustion and emotional overload. Breastfeeding is physically demanding. But what many people don't talk about is the emotional load. You may feel touched, out, overstimulated, tearful for no clear reason, guilty for wanting space. These feelings do not mean you love your baby less. They mean you are human. Helpful reminders. Rest whenever possible. Lower expectations. Accept help without guilt. Eat and hydrate regularly. A calm, supported mother feeds better than a perfect routine. Breastfeeding and self-doubt. At some point, almost every new mom asks, "Am I doing this right?" Breastfeeding has very little external feedback. You cannot see how much milk your baby drinks. This uncertainty can create anxiety. Focus on diaper output, baby's overall behavior, weight gain over time. Not every fussy moment is hunger. Not every cry is a sign of low milk. Trust develops slowly. When and why to ask for help. Asking for help is not failure. Ask for support if pain continues. Feeding. Causes fear. Baby is not gaining weight. You feel overwhelmed or hopeless. Help can come from lactation consultants, healthcare providers, supportive friends or family. You deserve support just as much as your baby deserves nourishment. Breastfeeding does not define your worth. This is very important. Breastfeeding is something you do. It is not who you are. Your value as a mother is not measured by how long you breastfeed, how much milk you make, whether you supplement. A fed baby and a supported mother matter most. Final words. If breastfeeding feels harder right now, it does not mean it will always feel this way. Every feeding is practice. Every day builds confidence. You are learning your baby. Your baby is learning you. You are doing something incredibly demanding with love, patience, and care. And that is more than enough. Take a deep breath. You're doing better than you think.